I am Sheyoni Ide, and this is Talking Productively. This is another episode where I like to touch on something related to ethics. I'm going to talk about building boundaries. Boundaries. So understanding boundaries is a big deal. It's one of the things I am big on. But when you're building boundaries, you must understand why you're building boundaries, who you're building boundaries with or for, so that you know how to go about things. So let's take an example. Say that you have a friend and you work in the same place, and that same friend is your boss. How do you go about that? It's important for you to have boundaries, whether as the friend that is the boss, or that is the superior, or as the friend that is the subordinate. You know when you're working and you know when you're not working. You know how to communicate when you're in the work environment or you are having conversation that is work related. You know when to say something friendly or when not to say it. You see, knowing when to say it, how to say it is very important. Otherwise, you keep crossing the lines of, but we're friends, she's not supposed to react like that. But her own job may be on the line. So building boundaries is very important. In fact, understanding boundaries is also very important. It's not just enough for you to build boundaries. Know why you should have boundaries, why you should also respect some other people's boundaries as well. Even in a family where you have husband and wife, you have a husband and a wife who run the same business. When they are running their businesses, they're not a husband and a wife. The relationship is different. So the ability to understand that and the ability to respect that is quite important, right? So always define every relationship is important. You can't build boundaries without defining the relationship. You meet somebody, decide who the person is going to be to you, decide what advantage the person's relationship or you relating with the person will be to you. Decide what you're also going to put on the table from the very start. Give yourself time before you launch into the relationship. And by defining relationship, you want to be sure, is this going far? Will this just be related to work? Will this be related to business? What kind of relationship is it? Once you define it, you then know how to go about it. You know how to communicate. You know how to discuss, talk about anything. You know when to start, when to call. If you're not very chummy with somebody, I think there are certain time of the day that you should not call somebody. However, if you're chummy and your friends and it's defined, you know what time you can call. If your colleagues at work, if it's not an emergency, there's a certain time of the day that you can call. And if you need to call somebody beyond an appropriate time, you know how you should communicate during that call. These are very basic things that we all need to know. We all need to know so that it doesn't look like you're trespassing or who is this person, where is this person coming from, and you're not you're not that person that people just don't want to deal with just because you don't understand boundaries. This is very basic, and I hope you've learned one or two things. I'm just going to encourage you to further research, further understand what boundaries means. So take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.